Hey everyone, this is Lolcohol, and I thought I should share some cool things that we will still be able to do with Harvest once it's been nerfed. I am not going to get into that whole discussion, but I don't think that what they're suggesting is great for the game in general. I think Path of Math said it best. I'm sure you've seen his take on it, so if you haven't, I will link it in the description below. But let's move on. I made this chest piece in one of my videos, pretty much like this: additional curse, attack crit, and minus total mana cost with tier 1 life. And I recreated it in Harvest using remove non-type to type. As far as I understand, remove non-type to type is still going to be allowed to be used on influence items. I asked a few people, I read the post about 4 times, and it seems like that is the case. If it isn't the case, you can call me an idiot in the comments below, and I will delete this video. But let's see, how can we make this? So we're going to start off just with a eye level 86 plus astral plate with the hunter and warlord influence. And just like in the other video, to start off, we can use a transmute and keep rolling until we get tier 1 life. So something like this. We hit tier 1 life. Sweet, first step is done. Then we will augment on another mod, say a suffix, and then regal it. So preferably we want to hit another suffix, so we would probably, create an imprint, and then if we hit a prefix, we would undo it. So let's just pretend we hit a suffix. Okay, those are really nice suffixes, but we want the non-type to type. So we can keep our tier 1 life safe by going to the bench and going prefixes cannot be changed. This costs 2x, and I think a really good change would be to make this cost 1x. Now, some people might say that would be too strong, but I think that would make crafting a lot more affordable and accessible at this level. So if we do remove non-type to type, we will not remove our life. What we could remove are any of our suffixes. So we could remove prefixes cannot be changed, or the cold or the lightning res, but not the life. So the life's safe. And we know from the previous video that attack crit and minus 15 mana are the only attack suffixes. So if we go remove non-type to type, there we've got our attack crit. Now it is tier 2, so that's not great, but it's still pretty nice. And then if we want to get the minus 15, we can do it again. And there we go. We've got our socketed attacks have total to mana cost. So the next step is pretty much the same, but for the prefixes. So we'll go over to the bench and craft suffixes cannot be changed. Now, we've kind of got a 50-50 shot of hitting our life. So we could go remove non-type to type and hope to hit suffixes cannot be changed. Of course, our suffixes are safe, so it's either going to remove life or this. But what we can do instead is slam it with an exalt to get just an extra 17% chance or something like that. It's not great, but we could do it like that. Then we go remove non-caster, add caster, and pray we don't hit our life. Of course, we hit our life. But let's say you get lucky. Nope. This is probably how it's going to go in real life. But here we've got additional curse and life and resistances. Now, as you saw, this is more RNG dependent. It's not completely deterministic. There are points where it could kind of just backfire and not go completely well. But these, as far as I've seen in the Forbidden Trove and in Harvest itself, are not as rare as Augment, and they're not as expensive on the Forbidden Trove. I've bought tons of things like remove non-caster, add caster for like 30 chaos. However, if this style of crafting does become more popular, then these might cost a bit more, depending on how common they are. I think if they made these more common in Harvest, that'd be excellent because it's not completely deterministic, but there are some things you can do that can be really strong like this. So yes, there is some RNG involved. I'm sorry, folks, but I'm trying to show you what we still can do. Like, you can get as angry as you want about how things aren't the way they were. And yep, it sucks, but I'm trying to share some things that we can still do that are still great. This technique of kind of crafting the prefixes and suffixes separately should also work for things where you've got a large amount of one specific mod type or mod tag that you want to use. Like, let's say you're doing an Energy Shield Armour. Let's hop over and have a look at something like that. Now, over here, we've kind of dense fossil spammed and got really lucky and hit these nice prefixes. So we don't have any suffixes on this, so let's create a new one, right? Okay, first one, we got 100 energy shield flat and 100% increased energy shield. That's pretty cool. So what we can do right away is, because mana is the only non-defense modifier, we can go remove non-defense, add defense. And this should either change into hybrid percent or hybrid flat. There we go, we hit hybrid flat. Again, now there is no remove defense, add defense. So we're kind of stuck with this. But once again, we can do something interesting. So let's say these suffixes are not quite the ones we want. We can reforge keeping our prefixes and do that a few times, and maybe we keep going till, okay, we got fire resistance. Sweet, this is a pretty decent chest piece. But what if we wanted something like spell crit on it? Now that's a pretty rare mod, but once again, what we can do is prefixes cannot be changed. We could just close our eyes and exalt it, but we're probably not going to get that. But we can go remove non-type to type. Our prefixes once again are safe, and then we go remove non-caster, add caster, and we'll hit spell crit. So there is a chance that we'll hit this prefixes cannot be changed, and then we'll have 6 mods that'll kind of just be locked. But if we don't hit that and we instead hit something like I think we lost cold resistance. Now we have spell crit and a bunch of energy shield. And then the last craft we can craft on something like quality. And here we've got a 600 energy shield Val Regalia with spell crit and resistance because we got a bit lucky, but we just kept re-rolling our suffixes. So I guess we should have a look at one more example. Let's have a look at a belt. Let's say we want a belt with life, flat life, and percent life on an elder belt. So we can just use a few pristine fossils until we see, let's say, tier 1 life. Oops, what was that? Nope. I want tier 1 life. There we go, cool, tier 1 life. Now once again, we can do a remove non-life, add life. And let's say we just don't even care about our prefixes at this stage. We can go remove non-life, add life. Well, there we got I actually hit the meme. I hit the regenerate 2 life per second. When we do it again, we will, there we go, 15% increased life recovery rate. We can do it one more time. And this should either turn into percent life or that increased flask life recovery rate. So now you think, crap, we can't get the percent life. Oh no. Well, we can hop over to the bench and craft on literally anything that doesn't have the life tag, because you can see now these have all got the life tag. So we can craft on, let's say, just maximum mana. That is a prefix. Now if we remove non-life, add life, it will remove this mana because this is the only non-life tagged modifier. And there we go. We hit tier 1% increase maximum life. Then from here, we can reroll our suffixes. So reforge, keeping the prefixes. We like our prefixes. And we just reroll a couple of times. I mean, in game, this might be a bit rough. There we go. T15 to all elemental resistances. That's pretty sweet. And we could go over to the bench and craft on another resistance. So yeah, Harvest is definitely not as powerful as it was, but I'm having a look, and a few other people are having a look at some of the things we can still do. And I mean, I made this belt. It wasn't too expensive to do this, just a bunch of remove non-life, add life. That'll depend on what the market is like next league. And all of that being said, GGG is probably going to put out a statement soon because people just went absolutely berserk about this whole situation. I just cannot imagine that they are not going to respond to it. I'll be stunned if they don't. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you have any other cool harvest tricks that you want to share, please leave it in the comments below. I have seen the videos from Path of Math and Zizarin where they shared their things that they did. I haven't seen people using non-type to type, so I thought I would share that. Oh, and we have a Patreon, and Eldeeb and Dana, they are the first patrons of the channel. I am very grateful to you guys. And if anyone else wants to become a patron, the link is in the description below. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Take care, stay safe, in Path of Exile in real life, and try not to get too angry. Okay, bye.
Divine power! Divine power! It's branching, Exile. You're making me nervous.